Good afternoon. We have a fun little problem where some of our grades are not transporting correctly from Limespring, and you are welcome to copy them manually. I'm not going to tell you that what I'm going to do here is going to be easier. You have to do it exactly like Brightspace requires. So the first step that we're actually going to use is if you go into your grades section, you're going to want to start by exporting the grades in order to ensure having the correct format for Brightspace. So even though that seems counterintuitive, so you're going to go in here, you're going to make sure that your grades are sorted by first name because that's how Limespring sorts them. Make sure they're in alphabetical order, and then you're going to start by exporting. You're going to make sure you click both. You want both the identifier and the username. You want to sort by first name again because that's how Limespring sorts it, unless you want to redo everything, which so the whole point here is to try to save a little bit of time. I'm not going to change any of that. I do need to add their names because occasionally students drop and you're going to need to be able to check to see where one is missing. Then I'm going to cut out current grades, but leave everything else. I'm going to get rid of any subtotals. Again, get rid of subtotals, and you can leave or take out the final calculated grades. I'm going to go ahead and take them out. And then you're going to export to Excel. When we upload it, we do need to have it as a CSV file, but in order to make it easier for us to work with, we need to have an Excel file in the first place. Then before I do anything else, I'm going to go to the end, and I need to add a code that someone found for us, the one we need, and it's called, it'll show right here at the end. Make sure I get the last line. These are all very long, so I had to find. Okay, so it's right here, so I'm going to paste it in, and it just says end of line indicator. That way it knows that that is the end, and its programming will work better. So now I have this file. The next thing I just need to do, and do double check, make sure it's in order by first name, is I need to go to Limespring. Don't touch your discussion grades. But the next thing I'm going to do is go to Limespring and get these correct grades. So you're going to go into Limespring. You're going to click on reports. You're going to then choose the course that you want. And I'm doing calculus courses, so this will look a little different, but not too much different. Click download. It's going to be an Excel file, so this should work nicely. Now, problems with Limespring's export. It is done by first name, but it is not in alphabetical order. So the first thing you need to do is for any week that you're going to be working with is you're going to go through and order them by first name. Now, for some reason, the calculus ones are not in the correct order, but this week I just need weeks 1 through 3. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to sort by alphabetical order, and this will just be done by first name because that's how it's set up in Limespring. And I need weeks 1, 2, and 3. Again, be careful, read those bottoms and make sure that you're getting the weeks you want. You don't want to have to redo all of your grades. Then the next thing you do is I'm just going to use week 1 to help me sort. We don't need any of the workbook grades, so I can delete those real quickly. Then to help myself, I'm going to just put these in order. So I'm going to go into week 1 and make myself some space. I'm just going to move this over so that then I can put my 3 quiz scores together. Week 1, week 2, and again, this will just depend on how many weeks. So again, this is not going to take 5 seconds. It's going to take a little more time. And then I'm going to go through and grab the exam scores, reading carefully which weeks I'm copying. And then the next thing I'm going to do that I learned that Excel doesn't like, and this might just be a Mac issue, I don't actually know, but I see the little green things. I need to get rid of all of them. It says that it's stored as text for some reason, so I'm going to convert it to a number. So then I'm going to take these and I'm going to really hope all my names line up, and if not, we'll figure out. I'll have to go back and figure out that problem. But I'm starting with the unit quizzes, and I have one too many, so I just need to figure out which student dropped the course. So I have to do a quick search. And it looks like I might have more than one issue. It looks like my first student in this sheet does not exist in Limespring. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is shift these down and then go through. So then once you go through, and I can deal with that later, but I'm going to go through and make sure these all line up. And then I'm going to go through, for some reason, even on mine, these came through as text. So you're going to go through and convert them all back to numbers. So make sure everything is converted back to a number. Make sure that all of your grades line up. And then you'll do a save as. And make sure you choose the CSV format. And I can't actually upload this because I have to fix my grades. Then you'll go back here. We'll get out of the export. And then you'll just go into the import and upload the file. So make sure that you have all of that lined up. Make sure all of your names line up. I obviously have a little bit of work to do because my names don't line up. So I'm going to have to make sure I get the right name and the right grade together. The import's the easy part there. You'll just import it. And if you messed anything up, like if these aren't listed as numbers instead of text, it won't import it. And you have to have that end of line indicator. And make sure you don't add any of the subtotals because you don't want to upload you can't upload the subtotals. You can only upload the grades that we actually insert ourselves. So key things, make sure we're ordering this by first name. Make sure everything lines up. Make sure everything is a number and not text. And then save it as a CSV file. I hope that that's helpful. Notice that's going to take me more than 6 minutes to do. Could I have just transferred the grades by hand faster? Maybe. So you just kind of have to decide which one works best for you, and hopefully we will get the rest of it figured out soon enough. Good luck, and if you have questions, let us know.